Hello everyone, this is Vi. We're checking out Blocky Dungeon again, so this is going to be the part 2 from the last video. The purpose of this video is going to be to check out the other modes here that we didn't try in the last one. So, not going to waste too much time in the start here. We're going to go into the settings, and I don't think this matters, but let's go right up to, we want that on, we want this to be off. So we're going to try it without being able to pause the game. And my prediction going into this is that the controls are going to be far simpler than the other mode, but it's also the actual gameplay is going to be much more difficult without being able to pause and make judgments. So unfortunately I am still a bit tired. It may or may not be 3 AM right now, but I wasn't willing to put this off for another day, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Kind of, you know, I'm okay with being destroyed by the game. I've come to accept it, so we're gonna go ahead and try this out. So I've never really tried the endless mode. I have some idea what it might be like, but maybe if I don't take too long getting destroyed by this, I'll try the endless just to kind of see if my assumptions about it are correct. Defeat 5 enemies, clear 5 lines. Okay, so again I hit the wrong key to start with. I wasted one of these. I'm going to adjust the volume slightly. So I'm curious about the speed to start with. This is like the first floor. First, you know, before it speeds up or anything. I don't know what I don't know what the ideal speed would be in this situation, because of course there's a lot of tension with the time element. I understand that once you start moving the knight around, you do get to kind of pause the Tetris that way, but unfortunately these walls don't line up. That's always a bummer. Even though that's the best place for this right now, could do this. Alright, so I leveled up, so I got my health back, so I don't need this, but I'll use the other one if I need to. Let's go ahead and drop this guy. I did kind of cover up the potential to fill in that little gap I made right there, so that was kind of bad, but let's try to... So I could use the hammers. I'm kind of reflexively reaching for the spacebar to try to pause the game, like I kind of got used to pausing the game whenever I wanted to think about what I was doing. In this mode, I'm having to kind of remind myself of the objectives, so it's kind of unfortunate that I can't pause in that case, because it's like I just want to like read the objectives, you know, like it kind of feels a little punishing to not be able to just stop and read in order to familiarize yourself with what you're supposed to be doing. But yeah, we need to clear lines, we need to defeat enemies. I defeated 3 already. I mean, this shouldn't be hard, I would imagine. And I'm feeling confident enough that we can just kind of do some of this stuff just for the sake of being able to clear the objectives and move the knight around rather than Tetrising everything. As long as we don't ultimately... I should put that over there, shoot. I don't know why I did it here. I was talking too much and not thinking enough, so this is kind of bad, but... oh my gosh, okay. So what I'm gonna do is, I can't actually do what I wanted to do. I can't pause it either. So yeah, I wanna use the hammer to build in these squares that are open, but all of them I can't do it unless I like knock down the wall first. Oh my gosh, okay. Let's drop that here. I'm actually gonna do that because I don't have a lot of choice at this point. Oh crap. I think I chose to do the wrong one. Oh no, that piece just like placed itself. Wait, what the heck? Oh no, that piece like insta-placed. It's just so far at the top, I guess. So I guess I ended up failing this one. I'm like smashing the left and right. I guess something was going on at the top there that I couldn't see. Which is a little weird that it didn't like fail sooner, I guess, but maybe, I don't know if the developer tried to make it a little more forgiving or something, which doesn't sound like such a bad thing, but like if I literally can't see what's going on up there, it's a little weird. Well, that's okay. So yeah, it just comes down to, you know, some of these littler mistakes. Like obviously I made some decisions in the start to kind of try to you know, let some of these gaps form, but then when it kind of came down to stuff being important to choose right, then these just like little mistakes ended up kind of being my demise, which is what makes it hard about this mode where you have all the very limited time to decision make and kind of look at everything. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I'm also, it's hard enough to talk, you know, like talk and play games. I usually pause games so I can talk and stuff, but to play this kind of game while I'm trying to like communicate and think about what I'm saying, it definitely just makes everything kind of worse. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed about the mechanic where you can fill in the empty spaces like this, because it seems like so often it ends up being a scenario where if you fill it in, it'll end up killing you. So if I want, like right now, I can kind of do this and be big brained about it and do it before I place this other block, and that's cool. You know, if I don't need the hammers for other things, that is, because I kind of tend to not want to get rid of them. I also don't want to place this here, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. Go ahead and try and kill this guy. So I could tuck this in here. Alright, so we're already kind of almost done here. The last attempt went pretty bad. Alright, so I got that. The sound effect was a little weird. And from here I guess we just need to clear lines, so try not to do anything too stupid. I'll just hope for a long one, I guess. Can do this kind of thing. Oh, right, I only need one, so. Alright, there we go. So yeah, if I run out of things to talk about, it'll probably make me do at least slightly better at the game. Alright, let's see if the controls are still intact here. Okay, perform 3 line combos, collect gold, build tiles. Oh, this is a lot faster already. Not sure how I feel about that. You kind of have to be careful about how much you scale the difficulty stuff. Like if you scale too many things, then it's like, it's a big increase all of a sudden. That's nice. And yeah, this one has like the spike traps, and it has more objectives. It has harder objectives, and I should have checked what the next piece was gonna be. I don't know. What am I gonna do? I need gold. Oh, why is this so bonkers right now? Holy cow, this got really weird really fast. Okay. That's not gonna help. why this is not so great. I'm thinking like, do you need to build as the objective? Oh, I forgot that. Okay, so I forgot you have to check for that. So again, that's the first time, like, because I was trying to play too fast, I didn't check before I actually did it. But again, I think it would be better if you just couldn't kill yourself like that if it just didn't let you do it. Just what I mentioned in the last video, but what am I doing? That guy up here. Oh shoot. Oh wow, that actually killed me. I wasn't thinking about that. It's actually weird. I don't... the stuff that's going on in the combat is not presented super obviously. Which I kind of touched on the last video. Like, I think it could be like really in your face a lot more, the feedback, you know, the numbers popping up and everything, whatever you need to know. But I've noticed that there's been like a couple times where I just kind of ignored the enemies and kind of let them attack me, and that, you know, intuitively that kind of sounds like a bad thing to do, but you know, because I noticed that you kind of automatically attack back when they do that. It seems like it's not really much different from actively attacking them. Like, the result kind of tends to be the same. But I noticed a couple of times that when I do it this way, I just tend to die all of a sudden, whereas if I like actively attack enemies, it seems like I usually don't die. It's just like not something I have to worry about, because like, I don't know, at some point I'd level up and you know, my health comes back, and you know, the game is a little bit generous in that regard. But I'm not really sure what might be different about letting them attack you versus attacking them that might lead to me dying more. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, or if it was just a coincidence, but I wonder if that's gonna hurt me over and over again. Oh, it doesn't appear to, so that's interesting. I can just kind of stay on the spike trap. So I'm noticing the spike traps are... Oh, that actually cleared too. Whoops. That's kind of bad. Spike traps are kind of... Okay, I guess it's a bug maybe. It might be a bug. So I'm noticing sometimes the spike traps don't toggle when you place a block. I was thinking maybe it took like... Maybe there's like a 3... instead of every other block, it was like every 3 blocks or something, but I think it's just a bug. So one thing that I was kind of thinking about, I didn't mean to place that there, I just pressed down instead of up again, which is what I did last game too. One thing that had kind of occurred to me, I guess I'll mention now because it seems sort of relevant. It's the idea that, like, I'm wondering if it would be nice if clearing lines kind of got rid of all the walls along that line. So in the case where like I'm kind of trapped right now, obviously I can use the hammer to get out, but like if I clear the line right above me, this one here, I wonder if it should like clear away that wall that's directly above me, for instance. Like, it's not necessarily intuitive, but as part of just the rules of the game, it might make for the concept of like being able to open up the level more and get out of, you know, the situations where you get trapped and everything without necessarily using the hammer. Might make that a little more feasible, because there are certain occasions where you can do it by clearing lines, but not super consistently. So I think that might create like a rule that's more consistent in that you can actually kind of rely on it. I think that would be worth considering. I'm not really trying to play the objectives here. I've just been kind of wasting time while talking, but guess we want to get some health somehow. Can do that. Alright, we got plenty of hammers. We need to build tiles, collect gold, and do the line combo somehow. This is a bad place for this block, but that's okay. There's a nice combo. We got all the combos. Can do this and then I'll build this here. I think I can do that just because. Let's put this guy right here. Don't think the keys do anything yet. Oh crap, okay, yeah, that's not good. Alright, so I have this issue, as you know by now, with pressing down when I should be pressing up. But yeah, the fact that you could just mash the down key like that and just completely destroy everything by placing so many blocks like that, oh my gosh. I think I did that in the last video at one point too. It's just so ridiculous how fast you can mess everything up. Yeah, it definitely seems like you could add in a little timer or something, so like every time you press down, you have to wait like 500 milliseconds or something before you could do it again. I don't know. Maybe not that long, but just maybe 200 milliseconds or something. Actually, that might be too short, but you get the idea. I think there's a point where there's never going to be any reason for anyone to place blocks that fast, so it might just be a nice little sort of a idiot proofing to to just make that not possible, so that if somebody screws up like that, they won't screw up so bad. This is icky. Oh crap, okay, yeah, and sometimes I think I've talked about this at some point before, but it seems like there's not like the space of time you have after the piece comes in contact with something below it and actually becomes placed. It doesn't seem long enough. And I think it has to do, I mean, I think it's tied also to the rate of that the pieces fall, so it seems to, that might actually be another problem. So in Tetris, I believe it's a little longer, like after the piece stops falling before it becomes permanently placed. I think there's a little bit of a longer gap versus the, I guess you'd call it the fall rate or whatever. And I also think it might be independent of the fall rate, so I think it might just always be the same, even if it's like, even if everything's falling really fast. I think it's always the same. I haven't played Tetris in a long time, but that's how I remember it. So it's definitely weird when like all of a sudden a piece is just cemented in place like before I thought it was, and I thought I could still move it. And it's one of those things that feels pretty frustrating, so definitely look at that. But I guess we can try this like one more time or something. Yeah, so yeah, this game, when you do screw up, it definitely, you know, it has this element of, yeah, it's bad, but you can generally kind of pull things back together if you play really good from then on. But in this mode in particular, it seems really hard to just be so consistent with everything that you can like unscrew things up enough. to to get back. Get control of the game again. I don't want to do this, darn it. I'm just gonna eat the damage. Oh, I shouldn't have done it twice. Shoot. Oh no, see I can't even place that now, because I don't even... So that was kind of mismanaged. Okay, so I can... Alright, for goodness sake. That was my last AP. Get this gold. Let's go ahead and do that. Guess we'll just drop this here. What do I do with this guy? That's a nasty piece. Tetris a bit. Shoot. Okay. Let's drop that. I'm gonna grab this guy. I need to build tiles. Somehow get line combo. So this is a combo. Ugh. Alright, I have to just eat this again, I think. Oh. Wait, what did I look at? I thought I had HP. I apparently looked at the wrong number on the left. It's mildly annoying that I can't look at the numbers on the left after the game over. It's kind of one of these things where when you do die in a game, it depends on the game of course, but certain times of games, like you want to be able to kind of see in the aftermath kind of what went wrong or whatever, like what the state of the game was that led to this, and just having that information kind of just taken away from you all of a sudden when you die, it kind of gives you that feeling of sort of frustrating because you can't like examine how things were going right before it happened to kind of, you know, analyze and make peace with how you died, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if that's enough to change anything in this particular game. It's not necessarily a big deal. But yeah, I am mildly annoyed because I think I hit the quit key accidentally. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this endless thing and see what happens. Apparently I looked at the left and saw a number that was not my HP, because I I thought I had HP before I did that, but I only glanced like really briefly, so again, just kind of trying to play too fast and not actually taking the time to make proper judgments, leading to these mistakes that you can't really afford in this game. So what's different here? It says log on the bottom right. I don't know what the heck that is, if anything. I feel like it is the playable area here. Is it like slightly wider, or am I just imagining that? I don't know. I noticed it starts out a little faster. Oh, so that's what the log is. It tells you what you did recently. That's cool. Line combo ×2 did thing. Okay. So I mean, I have noticed that if enemies attack you, then you don't get the first hit, but it doesn't seem like that should generally matter that much. I can't even attack him again. Well, place that. That guy's dead. It's kind of funny how he died before my attack animation came out. I guess that would be a bug. So I'm not getting the sound effect from that I got in the other mode here for warning me. I bet it would be helpful to kind of revamp the UI on the left here. Everything's a little bit too uniform. I think you could make it so it's clear at a glance without just kind of making every element of it kind of look the same unless you take the time to read it. That should help a bit. So I think this is one of the portals. It doesn't... I think that wasn't really fully implemented, or not implemented the way that the developer wanted it to be yet or something, so a little HP back, I think. Let's drop this here, I guess. There you go. Wait, let's put this guy over here. Alright, so I guess we just don't have objectives in endless mode. Let's just hope for the right piece to put on the left there. Oh, is it speeding up already, or was it always that fast? My goodness. Oh, shoot. Alright, let's drop you here. Thank goodness for this. Alright, this is a ghosty. I don't think I've seen him before. Did he attack me twice? I think he might have attacked me twice. It's one of those things I'm pretty iffy about, because I don't... Wait, what is this sound? Is this some kind of a bug? Or did I get cursed by the ghost? Everything's making this sound now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know if it's like playing a bunch of sounds at once or something. It's really weird. Kind of annoying, but that's okay. We got plenty of AP at the moment. What do I do with it? Shoot, I should not have done that. Next one is this, this. Put this over here and try to like do that. So without an objective, I mean, there can't be no objective. I mean, there's no objective presented on the bottom right, but if there was actually no objective, then that would make this sort of a sandbox mode, which would mean that, you know, there's no goal, there's nothing you're trying to accomplish. Oh, that's kind of loud. So, the way I interpret this, I guess, you know, you're meant to try to survive as long as you can, in which case it would seem like the best thing to do would be to kind of just focus on the Tetrising more than anything else, right? Oh my gosh. Good thing that didn't fall through right there. So this is a bad situation. Actually, I can build that in. This is what I should have done instead of spending both hammers, but it's too late now. This does get fast pretty quick, but yeah, it seems like the best thing to do is to move the night as little as possible and try to focus on the Tetris to stay alive. Now, if there was any other, I guess, incentive or objective presented, maybe it would be something like, you know, trying to level up the night. There's also gold, which I think has no real purpose unless there's explicitly a objective presented involving it at this point. I don't know if that's going to change in the future. Maybe that would be something to look at. Oh, there's archers. They shoot over walls. Oh no, rotate. Okay. Don't have much time to think about things. Okay, this guy's about to Come at me, bro. That was a nice combo. Got plenty of HP. Alright. So staying at the bottom helps me to stay out of the way of the line clearing, I think. What to do with this piece, I don't even know. So I can use the hammers, build in the empty spots if I wish to. Gosh, I don't know what to do with this. Let's build that in with this guy. There we go. Oh, lots of stuff happening. As long as it's not happening to me, I think that's okay. Oh, that guy doesn't even attack back at you. That's interesting. So there's an archer above me. I wonder if he's going to try and shoot at me. Oh, he's going to get eliminated. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and do that. I can sneak this guy in under it. There we go. So yeah, this is actually so far kind of the most relaxing mode of all, because I don't have to worry about doing anything except survive, which means I can just kind of play Tetris mostly. You know, there's a little more going on than normal Tetris, but it's definitely been the easiest to wrap my head around so far, just because I can ignore a lot of stuff on the screen. So it's maybe not I mean, on the one hand it's kind of fun because it's more, you know, I feel more in control of the game and stuff. Like, I feel like I can play it properly, which is definitely an upgrade, but on the other hand, it kind of, you know, makes everything else seem a little pointless. In that there's so much else, there's so much more game that's just kind of being ignored. That was not a good piece to get at that point in time. Oh gosh, I heard that sound and I was like, did something just kill me? Oh crap. Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't rotate when you're hitting left and right. Which, when things start getting fast like that, can be pretty bothersome. Gosh, what do I do with this stuff? So one thing that could be nice if I involved the knight more is if I was able to fill in. Oh, I can fill this in. Wait, oh, there's like a weird rock formation next to me. I guess I can't do anything about that. I can't hammer it down or anything. So I was gonna try and fill in that gap there, but shoot. That's alright. We managed without it. So yeah, again, we're doing fine, but it's kind of just mostly just playing Tetris with a couple of different pieces, so this would be bad. It's actually unfortunate that I have to avoid that because I can't really do much about that unless I use like all of my hammers to get out of the situation I'm in. Oof, but yeah, it's playing so fast now that like even if I was involving the knight more, like I don't feel like I could really do it because of how fast the Tetris part is going. I just wouldn't have enough time to think about things. Now I don't know if, you know, maybe somebody's just that good at it. Nothing wrong with making modes that are just too hard for normal humans, because some people just aren't. This has gotten bad real fast though. Oh shoot. Yeah, these, oh gosh, yeah, and it suddenly places, it places the pieces too fast, especially when it speeds up like this, so when the pieces come in contact with the other things like I talked about before, so yeah, that was interesting, but yeah, not really leveraging the interesting aspects of this particular game. unfortunately. So I'm sure that's something that can be addressed. I guess, actually, when I think about it, there used to be a score in the game. Is that just not here? Oh, it says at in the top left and the top right, night score, dungeon score. So I guess that would be what, like I was talking about objectives before, I guess that would be the other objective, if you care about that. One thing that's kind of, I guess, unfortunate about that is the fact that well, for me personally, I've never been that interested in playing for score in video games. Just in general, there's a couple of, not very many, but I can think of at least like one game. Maybe there's another one somewhere, but I can think of like at least one game where I was quite content to go for pure score. That was a pinball. That was actually Metroid Prime Pinball, which is a fantastic game, but most of the time I just prefer to ignore the score and just play. You know, I like to have other incentives to play well in the game besides this number that goes up. I have trouble caring about the number. So in the case of this mode, you know, we can say that, you know, you can play for the score and you can like figure out how you can optimize your play for score, which is perfectly fine, but like for me personally, it's not that interesting, and I assume I'm not the only one who just doesn't care that much about score. So it's definitely nice to have at least something else. Like even if, you know, some people like to play for score, you can leave that in, but it's nice to have at least something else kind of in the game that feels like something to aim for, something that's rewarding somehow. So that might be something like what I mentioned before, like maybe the level of the knight. Maybe you want to level him up or something. I don't know. I mean, that's not... You could argue it's not all that different from score because it's just another number. But that might be something that could be changed in some fashion. You know, I'm not sure about that. Maybe there was some other like upgrade you could get from leveling up or something than what's already here. I don't know. That would, like, you know, something that would actually affect the gameplay so you could kind of see it and feel it. Maybe, I don't know. So this crate got bugged out here, as you can see. It's going off into the abyss. Phew. Yeah, I do kind of like the idea that it does have the separate scores. Looks like my guy just killed someone without me even looking down there to see what was happening. Oh, this guy attacks diagonally. What the heck? I'm looking down there now. Like I didn't know anything could ever attack diagonally in this game, so that's definitely news to me. Like, is that even intentional, or is that just some kind of a bug? Like, I can't attack diagonally, but apparently he can. It's quite weird. I can't rotate. That was weird. So I was spamming the rotate button and I couldn't rotate that piece. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, this is probably gonna fail soon, unless I just get pure luck or something. That's not it. That's not the luck. No. Okay, so yeah, I do like how you at least have the option to optimize the game in different ways, because that's how a game like this can tend to go. Like, there are different ways to optimize, so it's nice if you have different scores that kind of represent different ways you might want to attempt to play. So that is definitely a good part of the way things are here. So yeah, you know, maybe some people are perfectly cool with the idea of just playing for score, and that would be a good reason to play the endless mode. It's not a broken concept or anything, even if I might personally like to have something a little different. But yeah, I will add that I kind of mentioned it already, but just how fast the Tetrising goes, it makes it really hard, I think, for moving the knight around, and, you know, maybe someone else is better than I am in that regard, but I think as soon as you start doing stuff other than the pure Tetrising, it's like it gets hellishly harder all of a sudden. So actually resume, that's interesting. I didn't make it past floor 2. So probably gonna want to wrap this up. What time is it? Yep, it's late. It is late, but kind of got some useful info I was looking for. Hopefully provide some useful info for the developer here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where the game will go from here. I'm just playing Tetris. Alright. Want the gold. Yeah, I definitely think I prefer the idea of being able to pause the game, which, I mean, that probably isn't a surprise, considering how destroyed I've gotten by this game in general. But, it's kind of like what I mentioned just a moment ago, where once you... Like, if you just focus on the Tetris thing, it just kind of feels like playing Tetris. It's like it's not that hard to just kind of survive a while. But as soon as you start trying to do other things, it just becomes so much harder. And I really feel like the ability to slow things down and actually do like proper decision making really kind of fits better with the complexity of everything else that's going on. And that's just how it seems to me. And I can certainly also appreciate, like on paper, the idea of having, you know, the more of the tension, as in this mode, kind of mixed in there. But I'm not sure. Like maybe someone loves the way this goes or something. I don't know, but. Maybe just some tweaking would be good in terms of like how fast the speed ratchets up and everything like that. I think maybe it would be a good idea to keep things slower to begin with, just to make it more manageable. I mean, like I already mentioned it, but there's a lot of other things that are kind of adding up to the gameplay, like stuff that's actually in the dungeon that adds to the difficulty, as well as like the objectives might be harder and things like that. So once you start like speeding up the pieces more and more on top of all that, it's like that's a lot all at once. So like I almost wonder if maybe you should just like have every level have the same starting fall speed for the blocks. Something like that, because like there's other stuff in the dungeon that gets harder, so maybe it's better if they don't start out so fast. I don't know. That would be something I would consider though. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Hopefully the video is useful for you. And yeah, I think I said all I wanted to say probably twice over by now, but it's definitely a cool project, and I'm excited to see. I really want to see the end result, like when the game's all done, and see how fun it is to play, how fun it can be. It'll be fun to figure out. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.